Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources, unpack them, and really try to distill the key insights for you. Today, we're diving into some concepts that feel familiar, but maybe aren't quite what we think. Ego, fear, and, well, the pretty surprising role of an adversary. Yeah, you've given them really thought-provoking stuff here. It challenges common ideas, maybe offers a path to, deeper self-understanding. Our goal, as always, is to cut through the noise, give you that shortcut, and hopefully spark a few aha moments together as we dig in. We're going to explore how these things, which we usually see as negative, might actually be, well, part of a bigger picture in our development. Okay, let's get into it. Let's kick off with the ego. Now, most of us, we hear ego, we think arrogance, right? Self-importance. But the sources you sent paint a much deeper picture, almost insidious, actually. It's described as like a dangerous virus or an unseen whisper promising illusions trying to pull us off track.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating is how the sources explicitly link the ego to what ancient texts called the devil. It's not just a personality flaw, it's framed as this fundamental internal obstacle, the source of illusion, really. It masks who we truly are, creates this false self, something that's not truly us.
Wow, okay, so it's more than just a trait, it's actively disconnecting us. Is that the idea?
Exactly. This inner devil, as they call it, it creates a disconnection from this primary source. And that source is defined as absolute consciousness.
Right.
That's our real power, our wisdom, according to this material. The disconnection forces us to rely on weaker substitutes.
Weaker substitutes. Like what? What does that lead to?
Well, it leads to this state called poverty of mind. It's described as a state where people do not know and do not know that they do not know. It kind of feeds this false sense of knowledge even when, the results clearly show something's off.
Huh. A false sense of knowledge while reality tells a different story? Yeah, that's quite a concept.
Yeah.
And this inner devil, this ego, it has fears of its own, paradoxically.
It does. It actually fears the universal source that it's trying to obscure, which sort of highlights its opposition to, well, ultimate reality. And the sources suggest the ego just kind of dissolves when faced with the universal order that comes from connecting to that deeper consciousness. It implies that if you really connect, the ego loses its grip. The author even mentions their own, ongoing struggle with it. It's not easy.
Right. It's a continuous process, not a switch you flip. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about fear. Again, we think we know fear, terror, intense fright. But this deep dive offers a really different take, focusing on energy.
Yeah, connecting it back to that bigger picture, fear isn't just described as an emotion. It's defined as an inner destabilization of energy, like an internal trembling, or even an energetic fading.
Energetic fading. So when your hands shake or your knees tremble, what's actually happening there on an energy level, according to these sources?
That physical trembling, it's described as the scattering of energy that was ready for action, suddenly dissolving. It's like your vital energy is just dissipating, leaking away almost.
Leaking away. That raises a big question then. If fear is energy leaking, how do we stop it? How do we resist?
Well, the sources bring up some cultural wisdom here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the idea of stay solid that exists in some cultures, it's presented as a way to resist fear, basically by preventing that energy from leaking away. It really reinforces fear as this loss of inner solidity, inner coherence.
Stay solid. That's powerful. Simple, but it captures that energetic idea perfectly, makes you think. Okay, so we've got the ego as an inner obstacle, fear as energy loss. But this next part, this is maybe the most counterintuitive, the adversary. We just talked about the ego as the devil and enemy. But these sources give the adversary a complex, maybe even necessary role in our development.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The adversary's role here isn't described as simply lying about higher states existing. No, it's more about seduction, misleading us. It aims to produce results we often do not expect. So it's misdirection, not outright denial of truth. Very subtle.
Misdirection. And there's a limit to its power, right, according to the sources. It can't just take over completely.
Precisely. That's a key point. It can whisper to the mind, but cannot penetrate the heart directly. The heart is positioned as this kind of inner sanctum, a sealed secret. It's resilient to that direct influence. It gets tested through life's trials, the sources say, so its true inclinations emerge.
Okay, so the adversary sets up these trials, tempts us with the forbidden.
Right.
How does that possibly lead to something good, something transformative?
Right. This is where the paradox really comes in. It gets really interesting here. When we, taste that forbidden thing or engage in wrongdoing because of the adversary's influence, something shifts. The balance shifts.
Yeah.
The absolute crucial moment, according to this, is the recognition, I have wronged myself.
So it's not just, I did wrong, but I wronged myself. That self-awareness.
Exactly. That self-awareness, which emerges directly from facing those trials, is presented as the foundation of transformation. That realization is what kicks off the work of restoration. It signals the start of the path back, reconnecting with that universal consciousness. It's quite a turnaround.
Wow. Okay, so the whole framework here seems to rest on a specific idea about what humans are and how we connect to a larger source.
Yes, the sources use this concept of the human template, even referring to it as Adam.
Yeah.
And this template is described almost like a powerful computer. Its job is to process life experiences, the programs.
A computer processing life. And what powers it? What's the energy source?
Its energy source for processing is identified as absolute consciousness, which the source is also called the merciful.
Absolute consciousness. The merciful. So this is the ultimate source of, like, order, guidance.
That's the idea. Where there are laws, there is light, a guiding light from the source. That's a direct quote. And conversely, where laws are absent, chaos emerges, which leads right back to that poverty of mind we talked about, the state the ego promotes.
Right, it all connects back. The ego fosters chaos and disconnection, while this absolute consciousness represents order and connection.
Exactly. It highlights how vital that connection is for real knowledge, real order. And the ego is constantly working to sever it.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together for everyone listening. What does this all mean for you? We've taken this deep dive and we've seen the ego redefine not just pride, but this deceptive internal force creating illusions, disconnecting us. We've reframed fear not just as an emotion, but as this energetic destabilization, scattering our vital energy.
Yeah, but maybe the biggest takeaway, the most surprising one, is that paradoxical role of the adversary. It's presented as an enemy, sure, but its temptations, its trials, they actually serve as this crucial catalyst. By pushing us toward that forbidden, it actually creates the conditions we need for self-recognition. That powerful moment, I have wronged myself. And that realization is presented as the true foundation for transformation, for reconnecting with that universal consciousness.
It's a really powerful thought to sit with, isn't it? That the very forces we see as purely negative might, in this strange, complex way, be essential. Essential for our journey towards becoming more whole. What if the challenges you're facing right now? What if they are those trials designed to reveal the true leanings of your heart? Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope this exploration gave you a fresh